Police in Philadelphia arrested dozens of people last night after a violent looting spree, a growing problem around the country that's forcing many retailers to take drastic measures. Tom Yamas has that story.
Tonight, more than 50 people are under arrest in connection with this overnight crime wave that hit Philadelphia. Officers tackling suspects ransacking businesses. Crowds of suspected thieves seen running from stores like Apple, Lululemon, and Foot Locker.
This is not shoplifting. This is looting. This is riot.
It's called organized retail theft. It's happening all over America, killing business and making shopping even more expensive. Target says crooks are forcing them to close 9 stores by October, saying theft is, quote, threatening the safety of our team and guests.
This Target in Oakland is one of the ones shutting down, and you can see what the shopping experience is like. You got deodorant, you have shaving cream, all locked up, even toothpaste. You have to call someone to help you buy one because of thieves.
But it's the crime outside of stores in Oakland that is terrifying residents. 10,000 cars stolen just this year. Burglaries and robberies also up. Last week, cameras captured this woman screaming in agony as thieves dragged her across the street trying to steal her purse. It mirrors another incident earlier this month.
When you see crime like that during the day, what does that tell you?
It tells me that there's a sense of lawlessness, that there are people in our community that don't fear being arrested.
LaRon Armstrong was the latest Oakland police chief to be fired.
Is it a free-for-all when it comes to crime in Oakland?
I think it's a combination of lack of enforcement and then not strong enough prosecution.
And now residents of Oakland say they've had enough, closing their own businesses in protest of a city they say can't keep them safe.
Letting violent crime criminals out as soon as they're apprehended and booked does not lead to public safety.
I consider it a state of emergency. I've never seen Oakland this way before.
Residents now calling for new leadership, tougher laws, and a turnaround before crime cripples their city. Tom Yamas, NBC News, Oakland.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
What's up, everyone? Casual Talk here. Today, I'm going to be talking about how looters makes life harder for your average, everyday, working American. Looters has been on a rampage, and they have gone viral and known since one of the biggest riots ever in America, on the time of George Floyd's murder in the hands of 4 police officers. Okay? Since then, it's just been out of control. The pandemic and the cost of living and the rise on prices and goods may play a part, yes, but you have to look at the parents, you have to look at the environment, and you have to look at the influences and social media, and you gotta just put all these together, okay, and just think from a logical standpoint, okay. Many of these looters or thieves, I see them nothing but a thief. They're all a thief, okay. You're a looter, you're a thief. Many of them would use the victim card, or they'll use the race card for being black to justify them stealing and even harming others, using the deaths of many innocent or even many other crime-driven black men in America, or black individuals, black women who were killed at the hands of white police officers. Many would use their race because of this. They'll play the victim card. Black Lives Matter, right? That's why Black Lives Matter is a huge, phony group. Black Lives Matter is full of crap. That group is just a sham, it's a scam, and it is not for black people. You could start a group, but it's not a group if everybody's not on the same page and everybody is not together. It just makes the whole group look bad. And it makes people look at the group sideways and not trust one another, okay? Many of them are just straight up bums, thugs, criminals, and thieves, even gang members with no care in the world for anyone but themselves. They don't care. They act like animals, but then when people call them animals, they take offense or they get offended. You can't get offended on what you are and how you act. You either act civilized, act like a decent citizen with decency and order, or you act like a no good animal. Animals are wild. They are controlled by nobody. They act repulsive, violent. Many of them does not have a heart for anyone else. They don't care. They're selfish in many ways. Okay? They're very territorial, aggressive. That's how many animals are in the animal kingdom. Okay? You will lose your job or even your life going after a looter, and police officers encourages you, yes, you, the hardworking citizen, you have to mind your business. Leave them alone. Let them go. Especially if you work at the store, they're looting. You can't do anything. Don't be a hero. Don't be a fool. Don't bother wasting your time. And if this is what they want, hey, that's on them. The only way, in many ways, looters is making it harder for the everyday hardworking American. I just want to go to the store, buy their stuff, and go. Is because most people does not have access to the internet. There's many, not most, but there's many people out there who does not have access to the internet or access to the resources, money, in order to get those things, those groceries, the things that they want to buy. There's many people out there that does not have the money. They don't have the resources. They don't have the gas. They don't have a car. Depending on the area that you live in, many people does not have access to these things. A Target store or a Walmart could be 10 minutes away from you. And if looters comes in that Walmart, especially the ones that you go to, and they decided to close it down, guess what? Now you have to look for another Walmart to get food. And it could be, and the next one could be an hour away. People don't think about this. People really don't be thinking about these things. They don't think about it because it's not happening to them. The thieves, the looters, the stealers, the robbers, the no good bums, the thugs, the criminals, the animals, these teenagers, these grown behind men, women, adults, yes, stealing, robbing, breaking into stores because they don't care. The fact that there's even a ring of them, they're in groups, they're like gangs, animals. They are no better than Yakuzas, mob lords, or people who are part of a group, a menace to society, gangs, okay? They're no better than gangs. They're gangs. They're straight up crooks and criminals. That's how I see them in my eyes. Let's just be real. They're thieves. They're bums. Why are you going out of your way to cause havoc to stores And there's even mom and pop shops, small businesses that are suffering because of looters. And many of them ends up being like, I'm not going to want to rent my business and do business out here. I'm going to move somewhere else. I'm going to move somewhere else. And when they move their stores somewhere else, now what happens? That the other people who are hardworking individuals that just want to go out of their way, buy stuff, and enjoy their money, relax, right? Now they're suffering. They're suffering because of a group of selfish, entitled, arrogant, animalistic, thug individuals, thieves, looters. They're suffering because of them now. Because now businesses like Target is closing down. They closed down many stores. You heard the clip. You heard the message from the beginning of the video that I put in the beginning of this video from NBC News. You heard what the reporter says. You heard what the news reporting said. A lot of these crime-driven individuals, they are ruining the reputation of many businesses. And I'm not going to even be shocked if all the good, hardworking individuals is trying to boycott and stop the businesses from closing their stores at these locations and moving somewhere else. But you can't blame the businesses. If I'm a CEO and I'm losing thousands and hundreds of millions of dollars on merchandise because of looters, I have to worry about fixing property damage. I have to worry about still paying my employees. I might as well be like, you know what? Bump it. I'm just going to close the store down. As harsh as it is, it's sad that many people that even works at these stores, at these major stores, even these mom and pop shops, the employees can end up not having a job. Now they're losing money. Now they're bankrupt. Now they're going broke. Looters don't really think this deep. You affect a store, you affect the lives of many other people. I could be working at Target and I end up losing my job because a looter forced a Target location to now close down. So I'm not going to be able to have my job at that location no more. Or I may be not employed anywhere, any other Target, if that's the only Target that I'm available to work at. And then depending on the area and the place and the state, I get screwed over. My pockets get screwed over. People don't think about anybody's situation until it's them. I'm going deep on this topic because stuff like this is real and it's happening. The fact that there was over 50 people that went on a rampage to just be like, let's just rob all these stores, cause havoc and chaos, break into stores, break and bust through windows, grab all the stuff that we could grab and just dip. They don't think about the cost and the repairs. They don't think about the property damages. They don't think about the bystanders and the people are just passing by that could get injured, hurt, even kill. They don't think about it. Because guess what? It's not their business. They don't care. But if these stores all left, imagine if those were the only stores in their area that they robbed, that carries the food, the healthy foods, the meals, that you have no way of ordering online like that, right? Imagine those stores disappeared. They moved out of there and they closed down because of you. Now, because of you, everybody in that whole area has to suffer. That whole neighborhood has to suffer now. People may not have a car to drive an hour away. People may not have access to transportation because, let's just face it, most states in America does not have a luxury transportation access like New York City and major cities in the United States. Most people does not have access to these things. Everybody's not rich. You can't go online and order your groceries like that because even other places, and because there's businesses that are willing to go as far to deliver your groceries for you, but that's so far in between because there's not many of them. And if they do exist, then how many people are you going to know from that business is going to go to your neighborhood? Oh, that neighborhood has a horrible reputation. They have a lot of looters and robbers. I'm not going to go and deliver your groceries there. I'm not going out there to deliver your food. So all the hardworking people are stuck there and they're suffering. That could have been your sister, your brother, your mom out there looting stores. And guess what? You're affected as soon as the store that they robbed closes down. Oh, I'm going to just rob these stores. But then now it's going to affect and then create a chain of other stores and other business owners that's going to be like, you know what? I'm scared now. I'm scared for my life. I'm scared that my store is going to get robbed. Now I'm going to lose millions and thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. Guess what they're going to do? I'm going to cut my lease, cut my losses, and move somewhere else, move in another state, and pack my stuff and pack my things and close the business. I'm done. Why do you think most major chains moves in expensive, nice, secured neighborhoods? It's called business. They're going to want to move their business in a safe, kept environment where they're not going to have the stress or the anxiety to worry about animals, thieves, and looters trying to rob them, trying to destroy their stores, trying to cause them to go bankrupt. They're not going to want that stress. If I was a business owner, especially a business owner of multiple chains and stores, I would think this way. Heck, we try to give these areas a chance. We try to have some sympathy for poor people in poor neighborhoods, low poverty areas. We try to be lenient. Let's open a Target or a Walmart or this store, that store in this area. They ruin it. They ruin it for everybody else. They're not going to have any remorse when they pull the plug. They do not care. You did not have remorse for them. You didn't think about their livelihood or anybody else in your area that could suffer. They're not going to care either. There was even a video a while back of a woman. I believe if any of you comes across this video and you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, okay? But just to go over this, the woman went to Walmart and she recorded the aftermath of what looters did to that Walmart in her area. I forgot what state this was. I think this was in Georgia or Atlanta in Georgia. I forgot. But she was so upset. And you could hear from the sound of her voice how depressed she sounded. Like she was just heartbroken for the fact that she had to come into a store. And she was so disgusted, she didn't even want to pick up any of the food or the stuff that she could provide to her kids. She was disgusted. She recorded how the aftermath looked in the Walmart that was rampaged, that was robbed by looters. They left many of the fruits and vegetables, but they went after everything else. So many stuff was gone. Baby stuff was gone. Food, products, so many things was gone. A lot of things was thrown on the floor like garbage. And she said, I'm not an animal. I am not an animal. I'm not going to pick through trash and crumbs that looters did. Why? Why would you do this? And it's a shame. It's a real shame. I live in South Carolina, guys. Out here, you need a car, okay? Thank God I live in a good neighborhood and there's no problems at all, because if anybody was to bring any problems into certain neighborhoods, what is going to happen? Majority of those people is going to vote for that person to get kicked out, especially if the cops gets involved. That's why more laws needs to put people in check. If America was more strict with their laws, I guarantee all these looters will think twice about even robbing one store. They would think twice. They would think twice. They'd be like, you know what? I don't think it's worth it. I'm not going to get shot by no cop or arrested and spend a huge amount of time in prison. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But hey, I can only pray and wish for the best for any of you out there who was affected by this. I'm sorry for the loss. And for those of you who this doesn't affect at all, or you think it may affect in the future, think about this. Think about everything I said from this video. It could happen in your area. Thank God it did not happen in the area that I live in. And I live in a very quiet, nice neighborhood. I have to work and bust my behind to make sure I keep up with my rent, to stay in that area. And it was a blessing to even be in this area that I live in today. People just have to be careful out there. Because a lot of these kids now, these teenagers, even young adults and adults in general now today, surprisingly, a lot of them are ruthless. Please watch your pockets and watch your back. You never know what can happen now these days. Always be prepared and move smart out here. That's all I got to say. This is Casual Talk here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.